Quick pickling is basically cooking something in acidulated water with salt or sugar to preserve it in the short term. Now, the reason they call it quick pickling is it happens really fast. And quick pickles aren't necessarily something that you want to put on your shelf for like 10 years in your pantry, but they're really great in the refrigerator. And as long as you keep a lot of liquid in the pickling jar with whatever it is that you're pickling, like they'll last for months and months and months in the refrigerator. The key is to make sure that whatever food you've pickled is covered by liquid. If you accidentally pour off the liquid and you put it back in your fridge, the food will go bad really quickly. And that's because all of the preservation power is in the liquid itself. So any food that's poking out of the liquid will not be protected by the preservation like fluids and salts and sugars. So everything needs to be completely covered in order for it to stay fresh. There's a bunch of different ratios that you can adhere to when quick pickling things, but it really depends on what you're pickling, right? So something that's really sweet, you probably wouldn't want to use a lot of sugar with it because that would make it really that much more sweeter. But we're going to be pickling mustard seeds. Mustard seeds, they can be a little bitter, they can be a little bit spicy because they're mustard. And so what we're going to do is we're going to use a combination of vinegar, and this is champagne vinegar. You can actually use pretty much any kind of vinegar you like as long as you like the flavor of it. So if you use plain white vinegar and it's got kind of a sour flavor to it, it's not going to make a good pickle. You want to use a vinegar that has a beautiful flavor to it. So white wine vinegar would be good. Champagne vinegar is great. Apple cider vinegar works. Red wine vinegar works if you like that really kind of bracing vinegar flavor. We're going to use some water because we don't want to use 100% vinegar solution. That would just be too strong and too much. We're going to add a little bit of sugar and we're going to add a little bit of salt. And these two are actually also play a really important factor in the preservation process, in addition to the acid, which raises the pH of the whole product and actually helps preservation as well. So for mustard seeds, we've got yellow mustard seeds. And this is a really important thing to point out. So there are brown mustard seeds and then there are black mustard seeds as well. You want the yellow mustard seeds because these are the most mildly flavored. When you get into brown mustard seeds, they get super, super bitter, unpalatably bitter, bitter. And the black ones are just I don't even know why they sell the black ones. Some people must just sucking on raw coffee grounds. I don't know. But we're going to use yellow mustard seeds. You can usually find these in spice shops. You can find them in the international section of your grocery store. You can also buy them for cheap on Amazon, actually. I actually got a huge package of yellow mustard seeds on Amazon for $10, which is a great deal. So this process is seriously the world's easiest process. I'm going to show you how to quick pickle. We're going to pour in our vinegar and we're going to pour in our water. We're going to add our sugar. We're going to add our salt. We're going to add our mustard seeds. We're going to give it a stir. And we're going to boil it for an hour. That's literally it. It's 30 seconds of work and then it sits there on the stove for an hour and then you just pour it hot into a mason jar. It's really incredible. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this to a boil. We want to bring it up to a rapid boil initially, but you don't want to leave it at a rapid boil. What you want to do is bring it up to a boil and then you want to lower the temperature to just a simmer. So depending on your stove, that could be level 1, level 2. Literally, you don't want it to be bubble, bubble, bubble. You want it to be bubble, 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 bubble. And you want it to sit like that for 1 hour. And you're going to notice as it cooks, the mustard seeds are going to start to get gelatinous. They're going to thicken. The mustard seeds themselves are going to get much bigger. They're going to start to absorb all the moisture. It's going to actually completely change as the moisture cooks off. You're going to see a drastic change in what this looks like. And so we're going to set this to boil. We're going to let it cook for an hour and then we'll come back. Alrighty, we've got our pickled mustard seeds. They've been cooking for 1 hour and they're looking amazing. I want to show you what these look like. So you can see here, remember how much liquid was in this? I mean, there was liquid literally up to here on the pot. Look how much of that liquid has either cooked off or been absorbed by the mustard seeds. They've tripled or even quadrupled in size. They've gotten kind of a gelatinous texture and they look great. This is exactly what we're looking for. So now we're going to taste them. Let me grab a little spoon. Let's see what we've got. Oh, those are good. Oh, they're really good. They still have one more step to go though before they're done. They taste good now. They're going to taste even better tomorrow. What we're going to do is we're going to pour them into a mason jar. And we're going to put on the lid. We're going to let it slowly come to room temperature. And then as soon as it's cooled off, we're going to throw it in the fridge. So these taste pretty good now. They've still got like a hint of bitterness. Like by tomorrow at this time, like the bitterness will be gone. That bitterness will be like, it'll be like a dream in the wind. They're just gonna be sweet and tart from the vinegar and sugar. A little bit salty, a little bit like spicy from the mustard seeds. And then the longer they sit in your fridge, like the more they kind of cure, right? So these will actually last in your fridge for like months and months and months. Like I had a jar sitting in my fridge for like a year and it was fine. As long as there's enough liquid in there to cover all the seeds, you're fine. And the longer they sit, the better they taste. So there's no harm in letting them sit there for a couple months. So let's pour these into the mason jar. Boop. Try not to spill them all over the place because it'd be kind of a mess. Oh God, you can see like the gelatinous texture of these guys. Like these are perfect. This is exactly what we're looking for. Yay. And they'll continue to absorb a little bit more liquid as they sit in your fridge. Boop. I mean, look at that. That's perfect. I love it. It's so fast and so easy. These are so flavorful. Like you can put them on a burger, you can put them on a ham sandwich, you can put them on anything you want. Super easy flavor.